We've got this video by Rax. Blizzard responded to me. Let's watch this.
Hi everyone, it's Rax. I got an interesting video for you today. I recently made a video called My Final Thoughts on Diablo Immortal, where I essentially explained a lot of the different reasons why I've been playing this game and testing it for a year or year and a half, however long it's been.
Right.
And I'm just very disappointed with the game, and I've essentially stopped playing. I log in and I do my dailies. It takes 2 seconds.
Can we just give him a round of applause? Let's just give him a round of applause. Quick round of applause for this guy. He stopped playing. Yes. Good man. Good man. I think you made the right choice.
And I log off. The only reason I do that anymore is to maybe one day the game becomes great. I'm not exactly optimistic that it will happen, but that's why I'm doing it.
Okay.
But I got a lot of topics here because Blizzard reached out to me because they saw my video, and probably one of the reasons why they saw it is a content creator, which I'm sure you've heard of, named Asmongold, watched my video, reacted to it, shared it with his community. So
Asmongold, my man. Well, not my man, but you know what I mean. My guy. My dude. I love Asmongold. He's so awesome. Dude, great streamer. Oh, man.
Have a bunch of topics here that I want to go over really quickly. First, I want to start with 2 thank yous. First of all, I want to thank Asmongold.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching my video and reacting to it. In my opinion, he was nice to me just for sharing it with his community.
He's a classy dude.
And the second reason that I want to thank Asmongold is I actually like his content and I have been watching it, and I can prove it to you. A couple of months ago, he made a video which really resonated with me. Actually, now I think about it, it makes me cringe to say the word resonate, because the word
I wonder why.
resonance is just ruined for the rest of my life.
Exactly.
Diablo Immortal. But Asmongold made a video a few months ago about Lost Ark. He said in his video, I should try PoE, I should try Lost Ark. I actually have, I actually blasted Lost Ark when it came out. I had a super powerful character I played.
Same. So for me, I had a group of friends that I was playing with, and I think the other guys got burnt out, and so that's what kind of stopped it for me. But for a while there, quite a few days there, we were just blasting through Lost Ark. It's so fun. Anyway.
Free to play there as well. And he had this video where he essentially said that Amazon or whoever was releasing it was being very predatory because they released the 1370 tier 3 content. It was the Argos raid way too early, and it was just for the whales, and it was incentivizing the free to play players to spend money to reach 1370. It was not realistic at all for someone to be at that level.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I would love to say that Lost Ark is balanced and Lost Ark blah blah blah, not pay to win, it's kinda sorta pay to win. It's kinda sorta pay to win.
Unless you had prior knowledge, if you had played it in the other regions before and knew exactly what to do. I was Ultima blasting Lost Ark. I knew nothing about the game. I started fresh when it was released. And I was about 1350 as a free-to-play player at the time that this content was released. And the chasm between 1350 and 1370, if you've played the game, is it takes you forever to get those last upgrades.
Feels impossible.
So he made a video essentially saying this is very predatory and that Amazon needed to apologize. I just completely agreed with everything that he had in his video.
Right.
And then they did that. They apologized, like literally the...
Excuse me, we may have a fucked up. Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
Next day, gave us a bunch of events. They gave us the Pokemon races, and they gave us those, what were they called? The special Guardian raids, and it gave you a ton of materials, it gave you the books, and then I got to 1370 instantly and was able to enjoy the content.
Nice.
But he went even further in the video, which is what I was thinking about, like the psychology of the whole thing, which I think is a huge problem in video games nowadays, where he was saying, has anybody taken a moment to actually see the big picture here, where they released a system where the whales could spend money to get ahead.
Right.
And then they also extracted as much money from the free-to-play players as possible by releasing this 1370 content early. It's just barely pushing people over the edge.
Right.
You should spend money to get to 1370 so you can do this Argos raid. And then what they do is after they've gotten the money, then they apologize and they give you the events, and then they hope that...
See, this is actually brilliant business right here. What he is talking about right here is brilliant business. Now, I'm not saying, you know, it's not predatory, or it's not like, you know, negative business practice, but it is brilliant if you look at it purely from the business perspective. Like, you extract all the money you can from these players on both ends. The whales and the somewhat free to play, right? Like he's talking about, you just get pushed over the edge into that next combat rating, and then you can do the next thing. And so you didn't spend that much money, but you did spend some. And then you go back and apologize. Like, hey, sorry guys, we realize this is actually not cool, so we'll change it. But you've already gotten all the money. It's genius. It's absolutely genius. And then you also get the positive PR, because it's like, oh, this company, they're different. They admitted they're wrong. This company admitted they're wrong. They admitted that they did something not cool, whatever, messing with players, and they fixed it. This is a great company. We should keep playing their game. And then it keeps them spending. It keeps them coming back. See, more opportunities for... Even if it wasn't pay to win stuff, like, you keep players coming back and, oh, hey, I've been playing this game for a while. I really like this company. I'll buy a skin now. I'll buy 2 skins now. I'll buy a skin for each of my characters. Like, it's brilliant. Anyway.
That everyone feels fine, you know, like, here's a treat. Do you feel better now? We're sorry. Do you feel better now?
Exactly.
And that whole psychology of it, he brought up, you know, that's also kind of like, it's kind of evil, right? A free-to-play player like me could be very happy, where I say, wow, I'm sad I couldn't do the end game content. Oh, but now I'm happy. They said that they were sorry, and now they boosted me to 1370.
Exactly.
I feel good, right? But let's not forget that they extracted essentially the most money possible, or almost all of the money, and then just said they were sorry and hoped that that fixed everything.
Right.
So I thought, like, the psychology of it was the important part of the video, and also, I mean, he just got my free-to-play player to 1370 so I could do the raids. So
yeah.
Thank you for your content. I think that it really does matter. I think a lot of people listen. You know, if I make a video, it's kind of like
I know I
little yelp, and when he makes a video, it's like him standing on a cliff with a megaphone, like the whole world hears it. So,
are you listening?
Thanks for what you put out there. I also want to thank Blizzard, right? Because even if people really don't like Blizzard right now, which I mean, a lot of people are not really too happy with Blizzard right now, they were not obligated to reach out to me. They're not obligated at all. And I don't think I'm God's gift to Earth, so I appreciate them reaching out to me, the person who...
Hey there. Hey, don't be talking yourself down, okay? You go on ahead and lift yourself up, okay? Okay? You're a good guy. You make good videos, okay? You're doing good. Believe in yourself. Yeah. Believe in yourself.
Reached out was actually Wyatt Chang, you know, the guy at least leading the game over there. So, and just for the record, I like...
All jokes aside, I do like this guy. He makes good videos. Really detailed, like, oh man, yeah. He goes above and beyond. Obviously, in the last video, he talked about how he and his team made a freaking 19-page document for Blizzard. He obviously goes above and beyond.
Like Wyatt. I've had a chance to speak with him multiple times, pick his brain about some theory crafting of some games, and I do have respect for him. Remember, there's a difference between the developers of a game and the producers that or the executives that pick the economic model. It's not all exactly the same. Okay, so anyway, whatever. Let's get into the video here. Blizzard reached out to me.
Okay.
And we had a conversation about the game, and I'm going to give you my interpretation of it. And one thing that I want to clarify is I'm not going to talk about any solutions that they're going to have to these problems.
He's not going to talk about solutions. He's not going to talk about solutions. I wonder why. Maybe because Blizzard doesn't actually have any solutions, or not good ones. Could be a possibility. Yep. It just seems so funny to me. So we had a conversation, but not going to talk about solutions. So I don't know. That tells me things like behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like he's telling us more with not telling us or something. I think.
That's up to them. And, we don't have them present here. So it'll be up to Blizzard how they want to fix things. But I want to talk to you about some of the topics that were brought up. And essentially the thing that I took from it is they agreed with a lot of the things that I said. And they missed the mark, you could say, on certain things. Okay. And so to me, that means that for the people that are playing the game, I know there are people that are playing Immortal and liking it. There are free-to-play players who are, don't care about the pay-to-win, and they say, you want to know what? I got a free game. It's on my phone. I log in. I kill some monsters. I get some legendaries. It's fine. Whatever. For the people that are enjoying the game, I do think that Blizzard having this conversation and admitting that there are some problems here will make the game better going forward when they get around to fixing it. So let's talk about these specific things that went wrong. The first thing is the zone events, right? If you watch my other video, the zone events were a great way to get everything. People are asking, where do I get legendaries? Where do I get yellows? I can't upgrade my gear. When do the zone events spawn? I have no idea. Well, they're busted. They never spawn. No one can ever figure out when they're going on, etc.
Nothing's working?
I think that they may buff these again in the future. And I think that's going to be much better for you because when you do these zone events, you have a much better way to get items. So that's one thing that gone wrong that I think may have better results going forward.
Cool.
Now we talk about the caps. Did you watch my last video where I said, imagine a world where they didn't cap me? Let's remove them and let's do a thought experiment. What would have happened? Would I have caught the whales? And the answer is absolutely not. And I believe the verbiage that they use.
No caps, it's still impossible because there's no way a free-to-play player could farm or grind faster than a whale can spend. So as soon as a whale notices, like, hey, some of these free-to-players are getting harder to beat, just drop another $1,000. Okay. I'm suddenly, 100, 200 combat rating points above them again, and I destroy them.
Used is after thinking about it, they agreed that the caps are redundant, right? They're capping you in all these ways, but really it's not preventing the economic growth of the game, right? So really all it did was prevent people from logging in and having an incentive to play the game. Exactly. And probably one of the most important topics that was discussed is being a free-to-play player. Now, one thing that they did say, which is true, this is 100% true. If you look at the crafting system for free-to-play players for legendary gems, everyone can agree it's pretty worthless, right? It just doesn't help you. I haven't gained any resonance in like a week. It just doesn't help. But they did try to buff it and make it better than what it was. Now, that's 100% true. Because the old system was so bad, it used to cost platinum and you had no chance in hell. Now it doesn't cost platinum and you have a chance. It just takes you way, way too long, right?
Okay.
And I think, again, their sentiment is that they have completely, pretty much missed the mark again. The free-to-play player, the huge Milky Way galaxy difference between a free-to-play player and a whale, it's just too much, man. You can give a free-to-play player a couple legendary crests per week. Let them run a Let them run an Elder Rift and get a couple of things. And is that going to matter in the grand scheme of things? No. Is it going to make them feel better?
Not.
Yes. At least they're going to get some gems and have some power. At least they're going to get some magic finds. So when they do your zone event.
Yeah, see, I was saying that earlier when we were watching the first video. Like, these players, they need some sense of progression. The free-to-play players. And it's actually better, I think, in the long run to give them that sense of progression because they're more likely to spend money at some point if they're on the game. It just makes sense. If you give them stuff to do, they'll be on the game. And then there's more opportunities. Like, hey, one day, you know what? I will drop $5. I got $5. Why not? Or, I'm so tired of this grind in this one spot. I'll drop $10, you know, to get me this item that, you know, boosts me so I don't have to grind for a little bit. Like, it just makes sense.
When you buff them and when you uncap them, when they're playing the game, they're actually getting something. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I think overall
you.
the sentiment is
I got you.
the zone events suck right now. There's too many caps and they're redundant. That's the word that they use. That's a fantastic word for it. It's redundant. And the free-to-play, it's just too far behind right now.
Yeah.
So if these things get buffed, I think we're going to be in good shape. Sorry, my monitor went to sleep there for a second. I had to shake my mouse there to get it back. I wonder how that's going to affect the video. Another thing that they wanted to say that was that a myth that they wanted to dispel was that they didn't listen to our feedback. And actually, they brought up something that I forgot to show you guys, so I want to show you something.
Ooh.
But
we get some inside stuff.
in the alpha,
See if
we
that
actually
fixes
did a
things.
gigantic test for Blizzard, which actually fixed something in the game that I actually forgot had been broken.
Ooh, yes.
So when we were playing in the alpha,
Forgotten brokenness. Yay.
you know, we were the most powerful people in the world. We sent a message to Blizzard as part of the feedback and said, did you realize that the way that you power up in this game, the way you gain XP, the way you get items, the way you upgrade your materials is very lopsided. Some events are godly and some dungeons are godly, and some of them are utterly terrible. Did you intend that or did you know that? So we did not know that and we did not intend that. Can you prove it to us? And we said, absolutely. So I want to show you one of the probably the most important things, if not the most important thing that we did, and I forgot about it. So we grabbed 4 of the most powerful people in the entire world, right? You can call this combat rating. Our combat rating was 4,400. Okay.
Holy
That's
crap.
like Ultima whale status. Our damage was in the 8,000s. And we made this beautiful little spreadsheet. By the way, I want to throw a quick shout out to Maxroll. If you did not know, I'm the content lead for Maxroll, all games.
Wow.
D3, Lost Ark, you know, the adventure tomes in Lost Ark, those beautiful guides that were written. Shout out to the Lost Ark team, the Diablo 2 team, Diablo Immortal, going to be Diablo 4, going to be PoE and PoE 2, etc., etc. Shout out to the Maxroll team. These are Maxroll players. If you like the site, you know, we put in a lot of work to try to make it useful for you guys.
Crazy. So detailed.
What we did was we took every activity in the game.
Wow.
Mad King, Countess, Caverns of Echoes, whatever, Elder Rifts. And we recorded every single thing in the game, and we set a timer, and we blasted as hard as we could with 4 of the best players using the most min.
Holy crap. So these guys, they basically balanced everything out for Blizzard. Like, they did everything. They gave them every stat. Look at this. Look at this. You got your player, you got your starting XP, ending XP, boom, boom, ending XP. Oh my gosh. Starting scrap, ending scrap, starting essence, ending essence, everything. Everything. Total time, number of runs, fastest run. Hourly divisor. Oh my gosh. So Blizzard literally just gets this like, oh, okay, so we know exactly how long everything takes for the, the decently motivated player, and we can balance around that. Ooh. We can create a system of pay to win around that. And that's entirely possible. These guys might have actually helped them with the friggin' pay to win model.
Max strategies you could possibly
obviously not intentionally, but yeah, it's like an unfortunate side effect.
Imagine. We recorded this 1 hour of footage, we sent it to Blizzard, and we made this spreadsheet.
Damn.
What we came up with were these XP per hour values, scrap values, essence values, shard values, gold per hour, XP per run.
Holy
we even
cow.
went as far as to create hourly divisors. If we go over 1 hour, we play one for, let's say, 55 minutes, and we play
Holy
one
cow.
for 65 minutes. These numbers are not a perfect representation of making it equal. We create an hourly divisor, we divide all the numbers by the hourly divisor.
old.
Sometimes it multiplies
That
it,
hurts.
sometimes it shrinks it, it normalizes all the values. Then we make a pivot table. We all had jobs before content creation, right? I was an analyst for a very long time. And we make this beautiful little pivot table.
Looks good.
And this showed some very, very interesting things. So everybody was doing Mad King and Forgotten Tower and thought it was the best XP in the game, right? But there was this crazy idea where, what if you only killed the first boss? What if you walked in, just killed the first boss and left? How...
Let me just comment on something. So maybe the best XP. But look at the gold. Look at the gold. Forgotten Tower. Dwarfs everybody. Good gold. Good gold to be made there. I mean, maybe that's not the most important aspect of the game, but I just noticed it. Who doesn't like gold?
How good would that be? And the answer is insanely good. It's about the same XP, but the scrap is way higher, and the essences are tied, and it gives you more legendaries than doing the other things.
Right.
And then we had this crazy idea to do Tuma Fahir, which is a terrible dungeon, but we found a way to kite the trash mobs into the middle, go separate ways and kill the two bosses, come back to the trash mobs and keep our massacre bonuses, kite them to the third boss, kill the third boss, and we'd get 3 bosses with like a 50 massacre. It would multiply, it would take that XP multiplier, apply it to 3 bosses, and then we'd leave.
Wow.
And we figured out that you would get these ridiculous XP values which shattered everything else that anybody else was doing if you wanted to grind Paragon.
Jeez.
But the most powerful way to gain power in the game was actually to get essences, right? To upgrade your gear. Actually, no one would have known this without just testing it, Terminator status, but actually the best dungeon by far was...
Nobody would have known this unless you went so hard. So hard. Like these guys.
Caverns of Echoes. Another really funny thing to see is look how bad Elder Rifts were. Elder Rifts give you no XP, they give you no scrap, they give you no essence,
Yeah.
they give you no gold.
Trash.
I mean, they were terrible.
Absolute
Then a
garbage.
conclusion could be here is, wow, Rax, cool. You just showed us a spreadsheet so they could normalize everything and buff Elder Rifts and help the whales even more.
That's what I was saying.
As testers, we're trying to do the best we can.
That's exactly what I was saying. It's entirely possible that they use this spreadsheet to just totally balance against the free-to-play players.
For the game, we want everything to be equal.
Like they could have made it just so, like, okay, we need to make it so that it's this much less XP, blah 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 blah, so players get to this point and then we basically require them to spend money at that point so that they can keep up or whatever.
And we want to get rid of these stupid ass runs where you zone into Mad King, kill one boss, and leave instantly. It's one of the most profitable things you could possibly do. We were doing 91 runs an hour. Do you know how miserable it is to do that? To zone in, kill, leave, zone in, kill, leave, zone in, kill, leave. It's, it's like doing Pindle runs in Diablo 2, but worse. It's just so many loading screens.
Yeah.
By identifying these problems and showing the crazy discrepancies in all the events that you could do in the game, Blizzard normalized this, and it's much more equal now. We started to do some testing again, and it's actually a lot closer, no matter what dungeon.
So they actually helped them balance everything. So like all the different like XP differences and I don't know, probably some of the other stuff too. That's crazy. So they realized like, oh, Elder Rifts are useless. No one's going to play them. So they bumped up the XP or whatever.
You do, you're not going to get screwed on the scrap or the essence or the XP. They brought this up to remind us that, you know, you did this testing for us, and we listened to it, and we used your feedback to balance the game. So
that's kind of cool.
They wanted to make it clear that, you know,
in a way that's like really well, what's the word? Like not bolstering, but it's like a good confidence boost, you know? Like hey, we love that you tested for us. We loved your feedback. We actually took it into account and changed the game based on your feedback. Like if you love this company, like this guy obviously does or did, that's got to be a huge like confidence boost and like I don't know, like it's got to be super rewarding.
Content creators do matter, and they do listen, and it's not just all in one ear out the other.
Right.
So I just wanted to show you guys that spreadsheet. Honestly, to be honest with you, I'm a nerd. I'm a math major. I
couldn't tell.
I like doing this. I like testing.
Couldn't tell.
I'm just I don't know. It's fun to me. But just to kind of show you in the alpha some of the interesting outliers that we found, right? All right, so let's go back. So let's talk about D4 for a second.
Okay.
They made a comment because I made a comment at the end of my video. I don't know if Blizzard hated me or if they wanted my help on D4, that I would help them. A bunch of people in the comments like, dude, this guy helps them for free forever, and then they release a bad game. This guy wants to help him on D4. This guy is the dumbest person ever. This guy, you know, well, I mean, maybe I am the dumbest person ever, but I still believe D4 can be a good game. I still like Blizzard.
It's good to believe.
I still like the Diablo franchise. And
it's good to believe, but let's be honest. With this track record that's starting up, it's entirely possible that D4 is just as bad. I hate to say it, or at least half as bad. Definitely some pay-to-win aspects. Hopefully not, but I mean, I could definitely see it happening.
And they told me that if we do testing in D4, that they would be happy to have me, and that made me, honestly, that made me very happy.
That's pretty cool.
I'll do it again. Maybe I need to write more than 19 pages next time in the document. If you want me for D4, I will test it. I will help you as much as I can, make it a great game. Let me know a time and date. And honestly, I have an open challenge to you, Blizzard. Let me stream it. Let me stream it. I'm going to open up a Word doc. Let chat have their feedback as well. They can give me very good ideas of stuff we should test. Let's test the game. Let's make it good on launch. I guess that's my open challenge to you. So the final thing I want to talk about is what does this all mean? Like, what do I interpret from it? Well,
right.
First of all, I appreciate Blizzard reaching out. Again, I'm talking to the devs, and usually I don't have a problem with the devs, right? The devs are really cool. They're building the game. Remember, it's not...
Yeah, again, well, he's going to get into it, but yeah, it's not the devs. It's not the devs making these games pay to win. It's the freaking CEOs. It's Bobby. Bobby at the top. Hey, guys, I need a new yacht. Bring in some more money, please.
They don't have any control about the pay to win, or minimal control over it, right? This is talking about the actual game. I think them admitting a mistake or multiple mistakes is a very good sign. I think if they do it publicly rather than just messaging me, it's even better. I asked them if they wouldn't mind if I shared the conversation publicly. They said, okay, here it is. If they have their own blog, that would be great too. It's okay to admit that you made a mistake. I hope this doesn't continue the trend like Asmongold was talking with the Lost Ark people. It's like, okay, let's get all their money. and then let's fix it and apologize and hope that everybody's okay.
Exactly.
I mean, let's try to get it right the first time, guys. I'm not even talking about just Blizzard. I'm talking about every single game. I mean, I'm so sick of, I think he had a video that was just came out, right? Like why video games aren't fun anymore. I mean, I would really like it to be like the old school days where you were waiting for a new game to come out, and it would come out.
Seriously.
It would just blow your mind. You have so much fun playing.
Exactly.
I mean, whatever happened to that, man? That's the way I want to feel about games, and
right.
Maybe I'm...
Seriously, same here, man. Like, it's so sad when a game comes out and you had these high expectations, like maybe even off of just a trailer, and I know that makes me naive, seeing a trailer and thinking, wow, this game could be awesome, because usually you want to see at least a little bit of gameplay or a little bit of whatever. Maybe more like a detailed, even just like a detailed blog about it, hey, this is all the stuff in the game, before you decide that you're excited about a game. But I still do it. I still find myself just watching that first like announcement trailer of a game sometimes and being like, ooh, that's gonna be awesome. And then the game gets out and I'm like, oh, it's absolute garbage. It's total trash. Yeah. Anyway,
I'm stupidly optimistic that one day we can get back there. So
it would be nice.
I don't know if I will return to Immortal. Let's see what changes they make. What I want is normalized PvP.
Yeah.
I want normalized PvP, and I want to be able to play with my friends.
It's a big
If they
ask.
can find a way to make that work with their monetary model.
Nope.
Somehow. Maybe there's a different queue or a different event. I have
Nope.
no idea. If I can...
So here's why that wouldn't work, right? He said a different queue. And that made me think, like, obviously that's not exactly what he meant, but this makes me think like different servers, things like that. So if the free-to-play players can play somewhere else, then the whales no longer have any reason to go whaling. You know what I mean? They show up because they want to destroy the plankton. They want to swallow up as much plankton as possible. All of those free-to-play players, the poor little babies with no wallet. I'm not trying to be insulting, but like from their perspective, these poor little babies with no wallet, I want to swallow them up. I want to eat them all. And they can't really do that if there's separate servers or separate queues or whatever. So I highly doubt Blizzard's going to do that if they obviously intended for this pay-to-win model in the first place.
PvP in the game, I'll log in PvP, at least sometimes. I like to PvP, that's why I wanted to play. I wanted to compete for rank 1 legend on my Demon Hunter.
Good luck.
I can barely get to gold 5 right now, which is 1 below legend, because everybody has triple my health and triple my damage.
Yep. Good
If I get MVP in those games, which happens way more often than it should, we lost. If I'm the MVP and I don't do any damage, we lost the game, right?
Right.
So let's see what happens for the future of the game. I don't know if I will play it again. I appreciate Blizzard, appreciate Asmongold. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Man, it's so sad. It's so sad because this guy obviously was excited. He's like, him and his team are like pouring themselves into the review or testing of this game. Like they obviously cared and tried really hard to help make it good. And then Blizzard's like, hey, by the way, everything you said, yeah, we only looked at like 2 of those things out of all the 19 pages worth of stuff. And yeah, the rest of it, we just completely switched the game to pay to win. And yeah, have a good day.